Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, can
Yes.
you,
Can you see me?
you
Yeah,
can
can you
see
hear
me?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening, ma.
Okay. I Good evening, Mama. I can see like the way I'm so happy. I'm like, thank God. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry about the stress. This is
Yeah,
party
yeah,
and we'll be trying to get
yeah,
somewhere to a live stream. I can't
yeah.
believe. Wow. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Welcome. Welcome.
Good,
Welcome.
good, good,
All
thank
right.
you.
So, hi, Achievers. Good
Yeah,
evening. So, first and foremost, we just want to say sorry about the time frame. Had I know, I would have checked maybe that Instagram was no longer allowing live streaming easily. I really don't know. I checked continuously. I even had to update the app, but I was not seeing the live chat. But tonight we are having our accountability spotlight with no other person than Achiever Ikechi Emelike. This lady that we are having as our spotlight for this week is such a resourceful person. I mean, she's hardworking, she's an achiever for real. Like, she's really putting in effort. You need to see her everyday to do list, the way she time blocks everything, and you're like, you know what, this lady is going to hit on this goal, and definitely she always does it. So today she'll be telling us how she has been achieving this. Okay, so today
okay,
she'll
so
be
today
telling
she'll
us
be
how
telling us
she
how
has been
she
achieving
has
this.
been achieving this. Yeah,
Okay, I think I can
I
hear
think I
my.
can hear my.
Okay, ma, please, can you
Okay, ma,
help
please, can
me
you
mute
help
your
me
mic?
mute your mic?
Then
Then,
once we ring
once
like
we
that so
ring
that
like
it
that so
doesn't
that it
echo.
doesn't echo. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's better. Okay, yeah, I think it's good now. Yeah, so like I said, our speaker tonight is a very resourceful and hardworking person. She's someone who smashes her goals like back to back. Like we're going to have a very interesting ride. So spotlighting her is to tell you that these people, all these achievers you're talking about, they are real humans, and you're having one today. Actually, that spotlight. Thank you so much, Emelike Ikechi, for deciding to be a part of this. Thank you for deciding to share every single thing that you've been doing to stay top as an achiever and practically showing those things to people. So a lot of persons will be learning, even those that will come to watch the live stream later on. So first and foremost, I just want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Let us know who you are. Yeah, before does that, I want to just say that she is also a coach, but in this regard, I mean she is a vocalist, like a voice trainer. Yes, I think that's one thing I've gotten to know, and she has been very consistent with her training. She does top notch, like I mean, excellent training. So all we have to do right now is to allow her do proper introduction of every other thing you need to get to know about her. So having 15 persons already on this live. So ma'am, please you can have the floor right now. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, please don't forget to unmute your mic because I can't hear you.
Yeah, hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
No, I can't
No,
hear
I
you
can't
still.
hear you still. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Ma, for this opportunity. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for being my amiable coach, for coaching me, the past few months. It's been a ride, but we've come a long way. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm Nkechi Emelike by name. My name is Nkechi Emelike. I am a gospel minister. I'm a child of God, and I'm a voice trainer. I'm a gospel minister. I'm an author. Also, I'm a content writer, and I'm someone that has a passion to see females come into their God originals. I'm someone that has a passion to see females work in purpose, in their God given purpose, yes, and their assignments, and to work dauntlessly and boldly in their God given assignments. And yes, I also have a passion to see music ministers um, not just worshiping God with fervency, which is important, but also with skill. Yeah, with skill and fervency, with a heart of passion, a heart of commitment to God, and also commitment to their personal development when it comes to vocal skills, musical skills, yeah, all of that. Yeah. So that's basically that's a briefing about me and my passion and everything, what I stand for, what I do. Yeah.
Wow, thank you
Wow,
so
thank
much
you
for
so
that
much for that. Yeah.
very great
Very great
introduction.
introduction. Yeah, thank you very much too.
Yes. Okay, so
Yes.
with that
Okay,
was it
so
for
with
that
that was it
time,
for that time.
I'm going to get
I'm
right
going to get
into
right
the
into the
questions. Yes.
questions.
So
Yes. Okay. So
basically, the first thing I
basically,
want
the
you to
first thing
tell
I want
us
you to
is,
tell us is,
a lot of people when
a
they
lot
hear
of people
about
when they hear about
accountability,
accountability, they are like,
oh, it's
oh, it's
punishment, it's
punishment, it's
so many
so many
ideologies out there,
ideologies out there,
right? So I
right?
want you to
So I
tell
want you
them
to tell
basically
them
what
basically what
accountability really
accountability
is
really
and
is and
how they can have a
how they
change
can
of
have a change of
mindset.
mindset.
Yes, you can share
Yes, you can
practically
share
what
practically what that means
for
for you
you.
or for you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Yes, I
you.
can
I
hear
don't know
you.
if you
I don't
could
know if
be
you could
maybe a
be
little
maybe a
closer
little
to the,
closer
or
to
more
or
audible.
more audible. Okay. So accountability. I know that is a very funny word, right? So I'll take let me start with a dictionary definition. So I wrote something down somewhere. So accountability is addiction or willingness to accept responsibility for one's actions, decisions, and performance, and to be answerable to others for the resulting consequences. So, in very simple words, what it means is you taking responsibility for your life, for your actions, right, and ensuring that you are answerable to someone. Someone is tracking your progress. Someone is receiving feedbacks. I mean, you're being honest and vulnerable to someone about how you're improving, and also the setbacks and failures you're facing, and the challenges you're facing as well. Yeah. So it's simply you, um, let me say, committing yourself, committing because yes, it requires commitment to a very good extent. So it's simply you committing yourself, your your ideologies, your your goals, your plans to someone, being answerable to the person. Can you please hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear
I
you now,
can't
but I
see
don't know.
anymore.
Okay, because it stopped before. Can you hear me now? Is your
Is your
camera
camera
still
still
turned
turned
on?
on?
Yes, it's still turned on. Wow. Okay, please just. Can you hear me now?
Okay, so I think
So
we're
I
back.
think we're back.
You can turn
You
on
can
your
okay. Turn on
camera,
your
please.
camera, please. Okay, it's on. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
it's on.
It's on. I just turned it on. It's
Oh,
supposed to show.
okay. I
Okay,
don't know,
I
but it's
don't
not showing
know, but
over
it's
here.
not
But
showing
don't
over here.
worry.
But don't worry.
I think I'll turn
I
off
think I'll
mine
turn
so
off
you could
mine so you could
respond to the first
respond to the first
question.
question.
Can you still?
Can you still hear me, please? Yeah, I can hear you. Okay,
Okay,
please,
please,
can
can
you
you
still
still
hear
hear
me?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All
All
right.
right.
So
So
please, you were
please, you were
talking
talking
about
about
accountability,
accountability
definition.
definition before I didn't.
Just-
Okay. So please recap from
Yeah.
there.
So please recap from there.
Okay, I should continue from there. Yes, I don't know because it wasn't. Um. Okay. Can you see me now? Yeah, you're giving a
Yeah, you're
definition.
giving a
Yes,
definition.
you're back.
Yes, you're
Okay.
back.
So yeah. So apart from what I said before about accountability, it is also a component of stewardship. Yes, because we are stewards of our lives, right? The life that God has given to us, we are stewards of our lives. I mean, our time on earth is like God entrusting something to you, and He's saying, "This is what I've given to you, right? And I want you to be faithful in it, be faithful with it." So, our time on earth is God's gift to us, and how we use that time is our response back to God, and that will determine if we actually reverence Him. Oh my goodness, it just took light. I'm so sorry about that. I'm really sorry about this. So unexpected. So, can you still hear me? Oh, I can't hear you.
Yes, I
Yes,
can
of
hear
course I
you.
can
I
hear
was
you. I
saying
was
that
saying that
we are all in
we are all
Nigeria
in Nigeria
together, so
together,
it's
so
normal.
it's
I'm a
normal.
bit in
I'm a bit in
expecting now by
expecting now by
7 p.m.
7
and they'll
p.m.
take
and
the
they'll
light.
take the light. Yeah. So,
Yes. All right.
yes.
So
All
please, I
right. So
really
please,
love
I
how
really
you
love
were
how you were
responding. So please, you
responding.
can
So please, you can
continue.
continue. Okay, so our time on earth is our gift back. Sorry, our time on earth is how we respond to God, and it will either determine if we misuse our time on earth, then it means that we don't honor God and we don't honor the time that is given to us. We don't honor the time that is given to us. And if we are faithful with the time that is given to us, it also means that we value God, we honor Him, and also we value the gift of time because time is very precious. Yeah, so now how does
Mhm.
this connect with accountability? Why am I saying all of this? So, yeah, I was saying before that we are stewards of the life God has given to us. And eventually on the last day, I mean, I'm a Christian, and I strongly
Yeah.
believe in the fact, the truth that God, Jesus Christ, will come back, and there will be a judgment day, and that day is when we'll give account for how we lived our lives on the earth. So thinking about that, that's the big picture, right? And someone that is living with that in mind, someone that's living with eternity in view, would see a need to constantly commit their day-to-day um, activities. They'll see a need to constantly be intentional about how they live daily, on a daily basis,
Yeah.
the things that
True.
they do. Sure. Yes. So now let me link this up with vision, with working in vision, working in purpose. So now, if you're someone that I mean you're a coach, you're an accountability coach, and you know there are so many things that that we let me say we believers, or let me not go into Christian preaching, but there are so many things
No
that people
problem.
actually
You have to
you
talk
have
more.
to talk more. Okay, so there are so many things that people take for granted, and one of those things. Okay, can you see me now? Let me put on the lights.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. So I was saying that there's many things that we take for granted, as per you know, being adults, being Christians, and all of that, right? And and now, so it is actually wise and careful. It is actually wise, and it's something that we adults need, not just adults, right? But it's something that we need to take into careful consideration. Why do you need accountability? What is the purpose of accountability? Is it a must? Is this something that you need to have? Actually, it is something that is very important. Yeah, it's something that's very important because
Okay.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I wrote down some
Okay.
things to
So
okay.
now
So
I really
now
love.
I really love. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay,
much
thank
for
you so
that
much for
beautiful
that
answer.
beautiful answer. Okay.
I really love your
I really love your
perspective of what
perspective of what
accountability is
accountability
about.
is about. Yeah.
Sharing for
Sharing
the
for
fact that we
the
are
fact that we are
stewards
stewards,
and
and
we have
yeah,
to give
we have to
accountability
give
to God at the
accountability
end.
to God
That
at
we are
the end. So
taking
that we are taking
management, we are taking
management,
accountability,
taking
we're
accountability, we're
deciding that we're going to
deciding
stay
that we're going to stay
accountable of the
accountable
time
of the
and be
time and
resourceful
be
with it
resourceful
and
with
even
it
being
and even being
intentional. So that was
intentional.
a
So that
very,
was a
very
very,
superb
very
one. Yes,
superb
it's
one. Yes, it's
encompassing, right?
encompassing,
So I
right?
want you
So
to
I
now to
want you
tell
now
us
to tell us
Practically, one of the
Practically,
things
one of
that
the things that
you have been
you
doing
have
with
been
your
doing
goals
with
is
your
that you
goals is that
always
you
time
always
block
time
your
block
day.
your
Like,
day. Like, yeah, you
let's say
know,
8 to
let's say
10,
8
you are,
to 10,
this is
you
what
are,
you are
this is what
doing,
you are
you know,
doing, you know. Okay.
doing it
Doing it
continuously, especially the
continuously,
fact that some
especially the
things
fact
are
that
being
some things are being
repeated, or like some things
repeated, or
are
like some
done
things are
every
done
single day.
every single
What has
day.
it been
What
like,
has
and
it
what
been
would you
like, and what would you
advise give
advise
as an
give
advice
as
to
an
somebody who
advice
is
to somebody who
interested
is
in,
interested in,
okay, let me try
okay, let me try
myself
it for
and see
myself
what
and see
works,
what works,
and
yeah,
yes,
and
have you been
yes, have you been
doing the
sustaining
same
doing
routine
the
at
same
this
routine
particular
at
time,
this
whether or
particular
not
time,
it
whether
is
or not it is
convenient for you, or
convenient
even if
for
you
you, or
feel
even
like
if
or
you
you
feel
don't
like
feel
or
like.
you don't feel like. Okay. So there are many things I want to say, but I'm just going to make it short. Okay, so let me start from the very first reason I subscribed for your coaching program. I remember last year, that was like last year, yeah, I was thinking of having a coach, but I was like, I don't have money and everything. So I received, a vision for my life, and I just knew that, girl, you need to have a coach, because I know my weaknesses. I'm I'm a reserved person, right? And I'm someone that if I don't um if I don't work with pressure, like healthy pressure, I would in fact, let me say, I will not, like, it is very likely that I will not do the things that God wants me to do, right? I'll be very slack, very lazy, very complacent. I'll be procrastinating, slow, and everything. So I told myself, I need a coach. I need a coach. So first of all, let me say the first thing I would say is having a vision. Because if you don't have, God help me, if you don't have a vision, right? Okay, now, before I go into that, let me say something. Now, a coach, an accountability coach, is someone that's meant to be a bridge between the older version of yourself and who you are becoming, who you are evolving into. Now, if you don't have a vision that you're pursuing, you will likely not see the need for a coach. Yes. If you don't have something you're pursuing, why? Because you know what a coach does? A coach is someone that helps you to track your progress. Okay, this is where you did today. This is where you did well today. And this is the place you need to improve on. These are the things that you failed at. So tomorrow you do better, right? So there's supposed to be a level, I mean, a track record of progress, a a measured is it measured a measured level of progress. Now, I mean, your progress is meant to be measured, right? So your coach can say, okay, yesterday you were here, today you are here. So if you're not pursuing anything in particular, because me, that's the very thing that compels me to even have a coach in the first place, and to keep up with my tasks and everything. So if you don't have something you're pursuing, nothing, you're not pursuing anything, you will not be driven. That's the first thing I would say. It's beyond just, oh, I want to be a coach, I want to pay for mentorship. It's not just about that. I'm pursuing something. There's a drive. There's something I'm pursuing. So I need someone to hold my hands, to guide me. Okay, go through this path. This is how you should do it. These are the things that you should not do. Right? So having a vision is very important. So what vision do you have? What are you pursuing? What are you looking at? What is the thing that is in your front that is compelling you? Against all odds, because yes, you will face obstacles. You will face obstacles. You will face things, hindrances, limitations here and there. So that's the first thing I would say. Right? That's the first thing I would say. Then the next thing I would say is I wrote some things down here, so let me just try to briefly, briefly say, yeah. So now, when you have a vision, then you need to break down, because vision is not a one-time thing. It's a progressive thing. Yeah, you every day, as each day unfolds, you see yourself living according to your vision. As each day unfolds, you see yourself living according to your vision. So what I mean is that you set yearly goals. For instance, now, let's say my plan in 5 years is to be a maybe I want to have written like 5 books, something like that. So you can start setting goals. Maybe this year I can write maybe one book this year, right? And then you break it down into monthly goals. Okay, what does it take for me to write a book in a month? Right? You break it down into monthly goals. Sorry, what I let me try to simplify it because I think I'm not really clear on that. So when you have a yearly goal, you break it down into monthly goals. Okay, this is what I want to accomplish in a year.
Or do you
Or,
want me
or do you
to
want
like
me to
restate the
like restate
question?
the question? Okay. Yeah, please take it again.
Okay, you're already
Okay, you're
answering
already
it,
answering
and
it,
I love
and
the fact
I
that
love
you're
the
taking
fact
your
that you're
time
taking your
to,
time to,
say basic
say
things. But
basic
because of
things. But because of
time, I was trying
time,
to
I was
just,
trying to
okay,
just,
let's hit the
okay,
nail of
let's
the
hit
head
the
because
nail of
some
the
of these
head
things
because
we're
some
going
of
to
these
talk
things we're going
about
to
it,
talk
okay.
about it,
But at the
okay.
same
But at the
time,
same
you are still
time,
going
you
ahead.
are
So I
still
was
going
like, oh,
ahead.
let
So
me
I was
take
like,
your
oh, let
time.
me take your
Let
time.
you allow you
Let
take
you
your
allow
time
you
to
take
speak.
your time to
So
speak.
the
So
question
the
basically
question
is,
basically is,
you
you
practically as you are
practically
someone
as
who
you are someone
actually
who actually
hit on your
hit
goal,
on
you
your
push
goal,
for
you
them,
push for them,
despite
Yeah.
you
despite
having
you
zero
having zero
accountability. So I'm
accountability.
asking you
So I'm
to share
asking you
with
to share
people,
with people,
how do you
how do you
practically, or how is
practically,
it
or
for
how
you
is it
when you
for you
decide
when you
to
decide
time
to
block your day
time block
and
your
work with
day and work with
accountability? So,
accountability?
and that's
So,
what you're
and
already
that's what you're
explaining. So
already
maybe you could
explaining.
just
Maybe you could just
maybe
maybe Okay,
hit
how do
on
I
it
time
if
block?
you're
It
much
if you're
clearer now.
much clearer
Is it
now.
clearer?
Is it Okay. clearer? Yeah, how do I time block my day? That's what you're asking.
Do you
Hmm.
understand?
Do you understand? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. You said, how do I time block my day, right?
Okay, you
Okay,
like you
you like
practically
you
do, you time
practically do.
block
You
your
time
day,
block
right?
your day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
asking you,
So I'm asking
to
you,
different people,
to
there are
different
different
people,
ways
there
they
are
can
different
stay
ways they can
accountable.
stay
And I
accountable.
try to bring
And I
out
try
that
to
part
bring out
that
that part that
when some person are
when
asked to
some
time
person are
block
asked
their
to
day,
time block
they're
their
like, oh
day,
no,
they're
I
like,
can't
oh
time
no, I
block my
can't time
day.
block my day.
I prefer to
Okay.
just
I
tell you
prefer to
every
just
single
tell you
thing I
every
want. I
single
want you
thing
to
I want.
tell
I want
them
you to tell
how
them
that one is
how
more
that one is more
outstanding, or how
outstanding, or
it's more
how it's more
beneficial compared to
beneficial
just
compared to
writing
just
things
writing
that you want to
things
do.
that you want
Because
to
when
do.
you time block
Because
your
when you
day,
time
you
block
already
your
know
day,
this
you already know
activity
this
is good for
activity
this
is good for
duration.
this
And
duration.
whether it's
And
convenient
whether
for
it's
you or
convenient
not,
for you
you're
or
like,
not,
I
you're
have to
like,
be
I
doing it
have to
right
be
now,
doing it
otherwise I'm
right
not going
now.
to hit
Otherwise, I'm
my
not going
goals
to
for
hit
that
my
day.
goals for
Because
that day.
that's
Yeah.
proving
Because
to
that's proving
help
to
you achieve
help
your
you
goals
achieve your
more.
goals
So
more.
yeah, so
Yeah.
how
So
would
yeah, so
you
how would
explain to
you
them to do
explain to
it
them to do it
much better, or
much
to take
better,
that
or to
step
take
of
that
time
step
blocking
of
their
time
day,
blocking their day,
other than just the
other than
normal
just the
routine of
normal
writing
routine of
to
writing
do
their
list?
to-do list?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So initially, I was writing my to-do list. I'll just send task one, task two, task three to you, and then you now tell me, no, segment it, put it into morning. Then from there, you said I should time block my day. So now, time blocking actually is very, very beneficial. It's very, very beneficial because it helps you to streamline your focus and your activities for that day. Because sometimes in your head you feel like there are many things that you have to do. There's so many things that you have to do that you've not done, right? And because of that, you feel uncomfortable. You feel burdened, overburdened. Yeah. So when you write your goals down, when you write your tasks down, it gives you a sense of clarity that this and this are what I should focus on today. These things are my areas of concentration today. So today, okay, in the morning, when I wake up in the morning, 8 a.m. to 8:30, I do this. 9 to 9:30, I do this. 10 to so and so time. So you know how your day you plan your schedule for that day, and then because there's something that there's something that actually I was doing when I signed up for a coaching program. I will write many tasks. I think I still do this now. I'll write many activities, and I'll just be like, I'll do this one today. Everything I'm going to edit a video today. I will write the content today. I'll do this one today. you know and after everything, I'll be feeling overwhelmed, like, I cannot do so much. And he told me that I should um I should do at least 80% of my tasks for that day. So it made it very impossible for me to do that because there was many things I was doing during the day. So I was like, how can I do everything? So but when I began to time block my day, for instance, now you wake up by 4 a.m., 4 to 5:30 a.m., you can say you want to spend time with God. Then from 6 to 6:15 or 6:20, you shower or do your exercises or something like that. Then from 7 to so and so time, when you time block your day like that, it makes you it helps you to streamline your focus and your energy. And then it also helps you to see how well you can effectively live out, is it live out now or live through that day. I mean, what I mean is that you now know, okay, what task can fit in that day. Okay, this task, okay, I've written the time for each task. So I cannot add, if I plan to sleep by 11 p.m., I cannot come and add something, by past 11 p.m. because I'm meant to be in bed by 11 p.m. So, but when you don't time block it, you'll be doing many things, and then you end up being feeling burdened and weighed down because you have so many things to attend to that day. But when you time block it, you know, okay, this time for this task, this time for this task. So you know that, okay, right now this is what I should focus on, and it makes you have a sense of urgency because sometimes I get carried away with social media and everything, and I just see myself. I'm like, hey, I'm meant to be doing this by this time, and I know that if I don't do it by that time, it's going to affect my next task because I already time block. Like I already put my task, I already listed them out, and I've put different times for each task. So if I don't do this task at this time, it's going to affect the next task, which will affect the next task. So it makes me to shun anything that will hinder me you know, from being focused, from carrying out my goals with a sense of urgency and all of that. So it's very, very important to time block your day. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that
Thank you
beautiful
so much for
response.
that beautiful
Yes.
response.
So in
Yes. So in
recapping what you just said, number
recapping
one,
what you
time
just said,
blocking
number
your
one,
day will help
time
you to
blocking your
focus
day will
more
help you to
and
focus
will help you
more
to do away with
and help you to do it
you
with
already know that
distraction.
if
So
at
already
this
know that if at this
duration I'm supposed to be
duration
focusing
I'm
on
supposed to
A,
be
B,
focusing on A, B, and C,
you have to focus on
you
that
have
one
to
because
focus
you
on
know the
that one
next
because you know the
time
next
block there's
time
already a
block
tax, and
there's
if you
already
don't
a tax,
achieve
and
a
if you don't
particular
achieve a
percent,
particular
there
percent,
is going to be
there is
something
going to be
which I want to
something
use this
which I
opportunity to
want
get
to
into
use
the
this
next
opportunity to get
question.
into the next
You know,
question. You know,
Achiever Emelike Nkechi has
Emelike
been
Nkechi
somebody
has
that,
been
okay,
somebody that,
personally on
okay,
a personal
personally
goal
on
or as
a
coach as
personal goal or
Chivas,
as
what we
coach as
usually do
Chivas,
is that
what we usually
try
do is
to
that
achieve at
try
least
to achieve at least
80% of your
80% of
goals
your
daily
goals
and
daily
even weekly, and
and
then
even
those
weekly,
are
and then
divided, especially
those
when
are
it's one
divided,
on one,
especially when it's one on
accountability.
one
If it's group based, we
accountability.
have
If it's
another
group based, we
percentage.
have another
So
percentage.
far, she has been
So
somebody who
far
has
she has
been
been somebody who has
very
been
steady with
very
the
steady
results she has been
the
getting.
results she has been
So I want
getting.
you to tell
So
us,
I want you to tell us,
how have you personally
how have you
imbibed the
personally
culture? Even if
imbibed the
you know that there
culture?
are two
Even if you
times,
know that there are two
maybe there's
times,
one or two
maybe
flop, but
there's
I will
one
tell
or
you
two
that
flop, but I will tell you that
you are a human. That's the
you
first
are
thing I
a
want to
human. That's the first thing I want
emphasize
to
on, because I think so far
emphasize on.
in
Because
the
I think
past
so
three
far
months,
in
the
the
first time
past
when we
3 months, the
started,
first time
I
when we
think maybe
started,
once or
I think maybe
twice
once or twice
you undergo the prime
you
measure
undergo
you
the
set for
prime measure
yourself.
you set for
And imagine
yourself.
out of
And
30
imagine out
days,
of
you just
30
had
days,
to
you just had
maybe,
to
it
maybe,
means that the other
it
28
means that
days
the
you
other
were
28
constantly
days you
hitting
were
80%.
constantly
Then
hitting
the
80%.
second month,
Then the second
you did
month,
not at all
you did
pay
not
any
at
or
all
like
pay
when the
any
prime
or
measure.
like
So
when the
meaning for
prime
30
measure. So
days,
meaning
you
for
were
30
constant.
days you were
So
constant.
can you
So
share with us
can
how
you share with
practically
us
was
how
the
practically
prime measure
was
that
it
was the
the
push, or
prime
it
measure
was
that was
that
the
the
push, or
fact
it
that you
was
had a
that
vision
the
for
fact that
your
you had
own
a
life?
vision for your own life,
It was
okay,
the
it was
determinant why you had
the
to keep going
determinant
for
why you had
every
to
day.
keep
So,
going for
or
every day. So,
the prime measure
or
also was
the
a
prime measure
factor of,
also
oh,
was
I don't
a
want
factor
to.
of, oh,
So
I don't
just
want
tell
to.
us so
So
that other
just tell
persons
us
can
so
get
that
to
other
work on
persons can
this,
get to work on
even
it,
from their own end.
even from their own end. Okay, sorry, can I get the question again? Can you say it again? The question.
Okay, the question
Okay, the
is
question
simply
is
just tell
simply
us
just tell
how
us
you've been able to
how
stay
you've been able to
productive
stay
even
productive,
while
okay, even
undergoing
while undergoing
accountability. Yes, we've
accountability.
mentioned one thing you
Yes,
do
we've mentioned
continuous,
one
which
thing
is
you do
time blocking your
continuous,
day.
which
But
is time
apart from
blocking your
that,
day. But apart
there
from
are other
that,
factors.
there are other
Is
factors.
it that
Was
one
it
of
is
them
it
is your
that one of
personal
them is
drive,
your
like
personal
to
drive,
achieve
like
your
to
goals, or is
achieve
that
your
the
goals,
prime
or is
measure
that
that
the
you do
prime
not want to
measure that you
undergo?
do not want
Just
to
let us know
undergo? Just
practically,
let
or
us know
was it
practically, or
is it
was
the
it
reward
is it
that you
the
want to give to
reward
yourself
that you
every
want
day?
to give
What
to
has
yourself
been the
every day? What
drive
has
for you
been the
daily?
drive for you daily?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so basically my drive for pursuing my goals, first of all, the vision. I am okay, I will not just say the vision actually, but let me say my because I'm a Christian, right? So my passion for God, yeah. Because I said it before that, how we spend our time on earth matters to God. And God is very intentional with our time. When we know that our time is part of our worship to God, we will be very intentional with it. I mean, sometimes I actually I slack, and when I do that, I'm like, God, I'm sorry, have mercy on me. So that's one thing. Then the next thing I would say is, yeah, the vision He has given to me. Yeah. So there's a version of myself that I desire to see manifest. Yes. And so that's the drive I have. I want this version of myself to manifest. I mean, it's not a one time thing again, it's a progressive thing. The more you commit to development, the more the greater the possibility of that version of yourself, that better version of yourself manifesting. So if I have the desire in my heart, okay, I want to see this person, this better version of myself to manifest, then I have to do what it takes, to see that I evolve, I improve over time. Another thing I would say is, when you're planning, when you when you okay, first of all, okay, actually, thirdly, um break down your vision into yearly goals, into monthly goals, then into weekly goals, right? So when you break down, when you segment your goals like that, then on a daily basis, plan your activities. So when you have your weekly goals, then plan your daily activities in such a way that it will help you to eventually fulfill your weekly tasks. So if you have a weekly goal now set already, then your day one goal should be a segment, a smaller segment of that weekly goal that you already set. Your day one goal should be a smaller um, segment of the weekly goal that you've already set. So, and then when you're doing your day one, when you plan when you plan a day's activity, I would say start with the most important thing first. The most important thing, the thing that matters to you, the thing that you need to get done that day, your major goal. Start with that. And then I would also say that when you are listing out your task for the day, don't say something like, okay, I'll clean my room, then the next thing I would let me say, I'll wash clothes. And the next thing I will go and cook. Like, you will faint. If you say you clean your room and then you go and wash clothes and you cook, I mean, those things are Herculean tasks. They are very um they are quite burdensome when you combine them together. So when you're planning your daily activities, start the very heavy task, right? When you finish that task, you can put a task that is not so burdensome. For example, now you clean your room. The next thing you can say, okay, after cleaning my room, maybe I want to maybe reply chats, reply a WhatsApp chat, something like that. It's not really tasking. Then when you finish that one, you can now do a more serious task. Because if you combine serious tasks together, you feel overburdened. Yes, if you combine tasks that are very cumbersome, or require a lot of strength to handle, you can feel burdened. Yes. So then, time blocking as well. Time block your day, which I've mentioned before now. And then there's something I also do too. I normally set screen time goals for my phone. So, because if you're not careful, you can get carried away with using the phone, checking social media, and time will be going up and down. So what I do is I set my screen time goals. Yes. So for a week, I have a weekly report. My phone normally gives me a weekly report at the end of the week, saying that, okay, this is what and what you did with your phone during the week. Yeah. So I set screen time goals, and I try to keep to it every day. Yeah, even though sometimes I don't keep to it sometimes, due to one thing or the other, but I try to keep to it, every day. And then don't draft out too many activities. Don't write too many activities to be done that day. Don't say, okay, I will do all these tasks today. You're not a robot, you're not a spirit. You are a human human being, you cannot say you want to do so so and so and so and so and so today. You will break down. What has happened to me is that when I try to do many tasks in a day, I'll end up breaking down. I mean, after a while, let's say I've been consistently, hitting my goals back to back. After a while, I'll just be like, my body is going to reset mode. Like, I don't tire. So I'll
True.
just crash. And the way I will crash is not even, oh, I just crash in like a few minutes. This one I will crash for a long time. And for me to bounce back, it will be a problem. So don't do so many tasks. Like there's only so much you can do in a season. And then that will also lead me to another point, which is AOC, your area of concentration. So there was something that a popular minister, Apostle Joshua Selman said. He said that God will not burden you with the responsibility of knowing so much or doing so much in a season. There's only so much that you can do as a human being in a season. No matter what you're pursuing in life, there's only so much that you can do in a season. So, for instance, now what I mean is, if you're in school and you have exams coming up, you know that okay, this period is me and my books back to back. I cannot be saying, oh, I want to watch a movie, I want to do this course, this digital course, I want to go for this program, I want to do all these things in this exam season. No,
Please, I
this
can't
season.
hear you anymore. It's really low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. So when did you
Okay, you were making emphasis on what Apostle Selman said. Yeah, so it was in that line.
Okay, so I was saying that he said God will not God will not give you the burden of doing so much in a season or knowing so much in a season. Like he will not overburden you with handling so many responsibilities in a season. Yeah. Or giving yourself to so much knowledge in a season, because there's so much you need to know actually. But you cannot know everything in a particular season. And there's so much that you need to do. You
Sure,
cannot do everything in a
exactly.
season. So I was talking about being a student, and I was saying that imagine that you have an exam to write, and this season, this month, for instance, you know that okay, I have exams to write, right? You cannot be saying that you want to sign up for a digital course, you want to go for a program, you want to sign up for this program, you want to learn this one in your exam
Same
season. You
on
cannot say
on
that
the
you want to do
exam.
all these things. You will feel you will not have time even to read as you should.
Yeah,
So in
I
this
re-
season, okay, yeah, in this season, you know that okay, my exams are what I should focus on. Then
exactly.
clear out every other thing from your schedule. Remove every other thing from your schedule. I'm not saying that you remove everything, no. Yes, but some things can wait till later. So you know that okay, this season, okay,
True.
what do I need to focus on? Your books should be your major focus. Your academics should be your major focus in that season. Yes.
Very well.
So know what you should focus on in a season. Sometimes okay, it is I want to learn how to, maybe I want to study maybe I want to learn forex, for instance, now. So I can say okay,
Okay.
this season, this month I will buy books, I will sign up for coaching, I will join maybe a program or something that will help me to learn how to use forex, that kind of thing. So I will commit myself to this thing in this season, right? So that when I'm done, because when you focus on something, it helps you to master that thing. Because when you it's like you are you it's like laser focus. Like when you laser focus
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
on something, right? You're not focusing on so many things at the same time. So it gives you the liberty to focus on just a few things. What am I saying? When you focus
Even
on
if
the
it's
important
few,
things in
but
the
yeah,
season,
to get
yeah,
productive, achieve
exactly.
yeah.
Yes, you have more time to focus on those things. So, and it will be more easier for you to bring out the best in yourself in those those things as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, true.
Thank you
So
so much
thank you
for this.
so
I
much
love
for this.
how
I love
you
how you
went
went
around, like you were
around,
really
like you were really
practical. You
practical. You
touched on different
touched on
parts,
different
gave
parts,
emphasis.
gave emphasis.
One major thing
One
is
major thing is
emphasizing on
emphasizing on
focusing on your
focusing on
focus
your
for that
focus for
season.
that
It's like
season. Like
understanding
understanding
your
your
priorities. This last
priorities.
part
This
you spoke
last part I
about, oh,
spoke
you are a
about, oh,
student
you are
that
a
have
student that
exams
have
and
exams
you
and
want to be
you want to be
everywhere instead of
everywhere instead
focusing
of
more deep
focusing
down or
more deep down or
dedicating much more.
dedicating much
Because
more.
even before
Because even
then or
before
previous
then or
months before
previous
this,
months before this,
you could
you
have had
you
other
could have
things to
had
do.
other things
And
to
the
do.
last thing you
And
also
the last
said
thing you
was
also said was
even if they are
even if
few,
they are
but so far
few,
you're
but
able
so
to
far you're
achieve
able
them.
to
So I
achieve
really,
them. So
really
I
love
really,
how
really love how
you
you
went through different
went through
areas.
different
So
areas.
I just
So
wanted to
I just
also
wanted
share
to
with
also
us
share with yours
these things that
these
you've
things that
imbibed.
you imbibe.
How would you now
How would
tell
you now
people that
tell
okay,
people that okay,
accountability can be a way
accountability
for
can
them
be a
to
way
achieve
for
their
them to
goals? You know,
achieve
we're
their
already in
goals?
the
So
last
we're
quarter
already in
of
the
the
last
year,
quarter of the year,
and a lot of people
and
are
a
really
lot of people are
thinking,
really
or they are
thinking,
going through
or they are
their
going through their
goals again for
goals
the year,
again
and
for
they're
the
like,
year, and they're like,
okay, are you
okay, are
sure
you
I can
sure I
achieve
can
them? Because
achieve
maybe out
them?
of
So maybe out of
30,
30,
maybe they've done
maybe
just
they've done
two, and they
just
have
two,
more
and they have
like
more
8 things
like
to
8 things
do.
to do.
Is
Is
accountability something
accountability
that
something that
which would you
which
advise
would
for
you
them?
advise
Is
for
it
them? Is it
holding themselves
holding themselves
accountable? Because that
accountable?
one is
Because that one is
family. Like
family.
you have to hold
Like you
yourself
have to hold yourself
accountable, just like
accountable,
we
just
always
like we already
spoke about
spoke
having a
about
vision. That
having a
one is you
vision.
already
That one
holding
is you
yourself
already holding yourself
accountable. Understanding
accountable.
that God
Understanding that God
will
will
ask you how you
ask you
spent
how
your
you
time.
spend
That
your
one is
time. That
also
one is
you holding
also you
yourself
holding yourself
accountable. But there
accountable.
are cases
But
where
there are cases
people
where
will say,
people
"Oh, I don't have
oh, I
money to
don't have
pay
money to pay
anybody. Oh,
anybody.
it's very
Oh, it's
expensive."
very
For example, now
expensive.
in
For
those
example, now
achievers
in
club,
those
there are
achievers
different
club, there are
packages.
different
Some
packages.
people will go
Some
for
people will
higher
go
one,
for
people go
higher
for
one,
lower
people go
one.
for
But one
lower
thing is
one.
that they
But
will
one
still
thing is
get
that they will still
results,
get results,
same result
same
or
result or
achieve their goals. So
achieve
what
their
will you
goals. So
advise
what
them?
will you
So that
advise them?
they
So
should
that they
follow
should
friends. You
follow
can have
friends.
people
You
who
can
came
have
for
people who came for
accountability and they're
accountability
like, oh,
and they're like, oh,
their friends were
their
just
friends
playing
were
with
just
them.
playing with
Or would
them.
you
Or
advise,
would you
okay,
advise,
get an
okay, get an
accountability body
accountability body
or partner or
or
even an
partner or
accountability
even an
group, which would be
accountability
best
group
and
would be
why?
best and why?
Yeah, being someone
Yeah,
that
being
at
someone
least
that at least
I don't believe
I
that you've
don't believe that
experienced
you've experienced
all of these that
all
I've
of these
mentioned.
that I mentioned. Okay, so are you asking should people get a coach? Is that what you're asking about?
Sorry?
Sorry? I didn't get the question very well. Are you asking if they should
Okay,
get a
I just
coach?
want
Okay,
you
I
to
just
share
want you
with
to
the
share with
audience
the audience
why
why
accountability, right,
accountability,
would
right,
be a
would
very
be a very
favorable one for them.
favorable one for
Yes,
them. Okay.
just
Yes,
maybe
just
1 minute.
maybe
Just
one.
you said all of these things, but why should it be something they would want to go for? You know, some persons and in form too. They could decide to hold themselves accountable. If it's not working, should they go to a friend or a family member to hold them accountable? Or should they go to maybe an accountability coach or partner who would just work with them? You know, although most times some of these ones are usually paid, although they are free section. So which would you advise and why? Or when should they go for which and which? So yes. Hello, I see you. Wow. I don't know. Okay, so before we have her back, she has been saying a lot, and like I said, she is our spotlight for the section today. It's actually not an easy one for a lot of people to stay accountable, but this is we trying to drive home the message that accountability works. Accountability is not punishment. This is somebody, it's coming from somebody that has practically been on this journey for months. Do you know what it means for you to stay accountable back to back? Yeah, she's a coach, a voice vocalist, a minister, and she has said so many beautiful things.
Beautiful
And
things.
the last thing
And
she
the
wants
last
to
thing we
tell
want
you
to
is
tell you is
when should you
when
go
should you
for
go
which
for
of the
which of
different
the
options.
different
So she's
options? So
back.
she's back.
Please, did you get
Please,
my
did you get
question
my question
initially?
initially? No, no.
Okay, so I'll
Okay, so
just try
I'll
and be
just
fast.
try and be
We know
fast.
that we
We
have
know that
different
we
ways
have
to
different
stay
ways to stay
accountable, either by holding
accountable,
ourselves
either by holding ourselves
accountable, or
accountable,
meeting a
or
friend or
meeting a
family member
friend or
to
family
hold us
member to hold us
accountable, or
accountable,
just like
or
we are
just like we
currently
are
doing
currently doing
a coach or
a coach
accountability
or
partner.
accountability
So which would
partner.
you
So which
advise
would you
and
advise
in
and
which
in
levels?
which
When should they
levels?
know
When
when
should
to
they know when
switch?
to switch?
Right? Because there
Right?
was even a
Because
time
there
you
was
took
even
a
a time
break
you
and
took
you're
a
like you
break and
wanted
you're
to
like,
be yourself, right? So that they know that oh, it's not about like I usually tell people it's not about doing it back to back. That you're able to create system even where after I've worked with you or any of my assistant work with you. So tell them practically when should they know if they need a break to walk by themselves or they still need to keep going, or if a friend or family member, because I've heard a lot of my clients say, oh, friends or family member doesn't work, those people would just take me very unserious. So because all of these are ways to stay accountable. So yeah. Hello. Wow. Okay, I think the network is really, really, really bad right now. So as we take a wrap, that this would have been the second to last question, and we'll be done for tonight. Thank you so much for joining. I really hope that if you missed the section or you didn't join early, there's a lot you can learn. All you have to do is to go back to the live stream, start from the beginning and watch. Trust me, you're going to enjoy every bit of it. That has been power packed, coming from somebody who has, been accountable, who has been staying accountable. So, just to answer the question that she was supposed to answer, I wanted her to speak so that you don't say, oh, it's me, but I will be very practical with you. Even if I am an accountability coach, the truth remains that the various form of accountability can work for you at different time. Most basically is that you should learn how to stay accountable by yourself and for yourself. Understanding that this is your life, you have just one life, you have just you have a vision, you have a purpose to accomplish, but as we grow, you need to build system. So this will now be like when you were much younger as a baby, when your parents held you accountable, or were watching after you, or were looking after you. That comes back to play, right? Why that comes back to play? As you grow older, they leave you to hold yourself accountable, right? When you're no longer probably with them, or when you're at school, right? Maybe you're not left in the care of your teachers, your friends now hold you accountable. But as you grow older, especially with people who have a sign a everybody have this purpose, but for the few who understand the gravity of um things that they have to achieve, especially if they are multi-diverse, these people end up coming to accountability coaches so that they are also able to intertwine to ensure that they do a lot. For example, some persons are students and they are also into business, or entrepreneurs and they are students, or they have multiple chains of businesses. Whatever category you fall in, especially when it's not just one thing you're dedicating your life to, you may need to build, no, you actually need to build systems in a way that doesn't suck, and you also understand timing. So just don't forget that coaches are a bridge between your goals, okay? Between your goals, to hold you accountable, to keep you going, to keep pushing you, to encourage you, to give you these prime measures when needed, and to remind you when you need to reward yourself. Because most times, a lot of people, when we achieve even very little things, we don't reward ourselves. So I hope this has been a very impactful section. I it edition we'll be having next week, and do well to let me know what stood out for you in the session today. Have a very blessed weekend. Bye.